Hello again, YouTube. I realized that when I made my last video that I didn't introduce myself. My name's Sam, or Samuel. Sometimes I go by the name Sambo. But for purposes of this video, you can just call me Sam. But anyway, getting back into what I was talking about before in the last video. Basically, it was an introduction a little bit about myself. I think a gist of me, and if anybody has any questions, like what I've done, or how I got to where I am right now, kind of served that purpose. But getting back into, like I said, the original reason behind me making this video is I want to talk about women and people and relationships and stuff that I think is like really odd. But anyway, here we go. I wanted to, and this is all impromptu, by the way, I want to talk about women and how women don't know what they want. And what I mean by that is, like, women will say that they want a certain type of guy in their life, or they want a certain type of job, they want to go somewhere, they want to eat something, they want to do something, they want to see something. No matter what it is, women typically don't really know what they want. They might know in the moment, but once it's over, it's over, and they don't know what to do now, or they realize, oh shit, I didn't want to do that. And guys can be the same way, but the difference between guys is when we need to go to the store, we know exactly why we're going to the store. You might forget once you arrive there because you get dazzled by something shiny, but you're like, oh shit, that's right, I needed potatoes. And you go in there, you grab potatoes, and you leave. You pay for them and leave. If you don't pay, you're stealing. But women, on the other hand, when they walk into a store, they'll just be there to shop, just in general. And people are like me and say, well, why do you need to go to, Sears, or why do you need to go to JCPenney, or wherever it could be? And they'll say, oh, I just wanted to shop. Okay. Like, yeah. Like, well, did you need underwear? Did you need to buy a bag of grapes? What did you need? And they won't know. They won't know. So, yeah, there's shit like that like, just blows my mind. I mean, and that's women being women. I mean, all this stuff I'm going to say about women, I'm not trying to badmouth. I'm not trying to, say, oh, women are evil or anything like that. It's just one of those things that, I'm just trying to state, like, things that I've come to believe and, almost think are kind of factual. But, I guess that's up for debate. Everybody has their opinion. But, yeah, so women kind of, like, are conundrums, especially for men, when it comes to, like, their behavior and, like, why they do what they do and why they think what they think. They're far more emotional in the regards of being suspicious. They're always going to be, like, to me, women are always going to be more pessimistic about things. Like, for instance, if I meet a woman and I like her, I will talk to her and I'll get to know her. I won't go around talking to other people going like, well, is she telling me the truth? Is she being genuine? No, I do a little thing called, I give people the benefit of the doubt. If I meet someone for the first time and they don't give me a creepy vibe, they don't give me any inclination through body language or what they say or think about, on subjects that I might discuss with them, I give them the benefit of the doubt. They don't give me a reason to doubt them, so I don't. I mean, I'm just truthful like that. I think it's a better way of going about it. But women, typically, women's default is to just assume shit and to be in disbelief. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been out talking to women anywhere, and they'll be like, well, what do you do? What do you do? And at the time, I would say, I'm a construction worker who just got out of the Air Force. And they're like, oh, okay. What do you like to do for fun? I'm like, I don't know. I like to come out and I like to dance. I like to, this, that, and the other. And then it'll get around to something like, what kind of movies do you like? And I'll be like, I like chick flicks. Like, Pride and Prejudice is my shit. And I also like the movie 300 because, it's a bunch of like heterosexual men half naked just stabbing, you know, some invader in their country. I love that shit too, and I love action movies, and I love a horror movie occasionally. You know, I wouldn't say I guess I love horror, but I watch it occasionally. And they would just look at me like, wait, what do you mean you like Pride and Prejudice and you like Steven Seagal movies? That doesn't make sense. But that's just who I am, and people think I'm just throwing shit out there, and I'm not. I like to cook. I like to do a lot of shit. And women just are like, oh, wait, you like to cook? Well, that doesn't sound right. You should be patriarchal and expect women to cook everything for you. No, sometimes I prefer to cook something just because I know how to cook it, and I know how I like it. You know, that's just who I am. But, yeah, women tend to be, like, really, really, like, just frustrating in general, I guess. But it's one of those things that I just don't get. Like, I don't get why women call me a liar. Like, when women like that's another thing, is women typically think that you're automatically lying to them, or you're not being genuine, you're not being truthful. And I can understand that might be good practice for some people, you know, just to be like on guard all the time. And that, you know, that might be some sort of evolutionary instinct or something. I don't know. But you know, the whole point of like evolution is, you know, we're this higher thinking being that's moved above our instincts and our more than just our biological, you know, behavior. You know, we're more than just the sum of our parts. We're more than that. We're spiritual. We're innovative and amazing and all that crap. But yeah, so there's that. And another thing about women, it doesn't matter how young or old they are. They're gonna act exactly the same. And I can tell you this because from the day when I first started dating women, which was I think I said it like 21 or 22 or something like that, up till now, which will be 27 in 3 days. The last woman that I hung out with, that I saw for a little while, she was 52 years old, almost twice my age. 52, and I liked her. I liked her a lot, but golly, she was acting like a little girl, like a little kid. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Why can't you just believe that I'm being genuine with you? You know, and I'm sitting here as I'm like sinking down into my seat. But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I really don't. Anyway, yeah. So women are freaking frustrating. I don't see why, like, a lot of people think that, like, I'm harsh, and I guess I am to an extent, but I like to think that I'm just kind of practical and traditional is really all I am. I'm just practical and traditional. But yeah, so I don't always get along with women, especially when I'm in like a heated, pissed off kind of mood, you know, where I'm just like, nah, you really don't want my opinion. They're like, no, I want your opinion. And I'm like, no, you really don't. You really don't. Believe me. And before you know it, like, I'll just be speaking my mind, and they'll just be like, oh my God, you're a misogynist, and you're patriarchal, and me. And I'm like, or I'm the first honest man you've ever met who doesn't give a shit about your opinion, because I don't care about getting into your pants. Oh, that's another thing. Ugh. If I want to have sex with you, I will let you know. I will drop hints like it's Easter. I'll be dropping Easter eggs all over the place, and I'll just be like, you know what? We should get out of here. Or, you know, hey, how about we go back to your place and I'll rub your feet, and then we'll see where that goes. Or I'll just say something absolutely ridiculous, or something that's extremely obvious if I want to have sex. Or I'll just come out and say it. I'll come out and say, hey, we should bone. Or if not, I will keep my distance. I won't talk, you know, in any sort of way that can be misconstrued as, oh, he's using me or he wants to use me. I'll try to be very respectful, and I'll say, you know, hey, let's just go watch a movie. And you know what? If I say let's go watch a movie, all I want to do is watch a movie. I just want you to enjoy my company, and apparently you think we have to play footsie during the whole movie, or I'm going to try, or whatever. I don't know. But I can't tell you how many times women will do that. Like, I'll want to go out, I'll just want to have coffee, get to know you, because for all I know, you're insane. You're just a woman who's just trying to, like, I don't know, like try to work through your issues and your daddy problems, or your domestic abuse history transgressions that you've had to go through, like, and because I'm not a violent person, and I'm nice and polite, you think, oh my God, this is the guy for me, and I'm like, not necessarily. Just because I'm a nice guy doesn't mean that we're compatible, you know. And some women, their default, and I know this is probably going to piss women off everywhere, but I believe women's default, for the most part, it's not every woman, but a woman's default to me is to look for a man who is undesirable. And by undesirable, I mean he's acting in, I'm not talking about he's not attractive. I'm talking about men that are attractive and are acting like they don't want anybody. They don't want to be with anybody. They are unattainable. And that's what women are going for. And I don't know why. It's just a weird biological thing. Women just love to do that. They love to seek out that guy who's an asshole. Or that guy who, like, glances and goes, whatever, you wish you could sit on me. You know, like, there's something stupid like that. But, yeah. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah, dating. So, ladies, if you invite a man over to your house, and she's like, hey, you should come over here, you should do this, and this, and this. I'm like, okay. And you don't say, like, we should fuck. I'm not going to try to fuck you. And and what's funny was, it took, I'm such an idiot sometimes, like, it's funny because I'm again, I try to be a higher evolved human being or something that takes things like social rules and class and all this stuff into account, instead of just going like, I have a penis and I want to put it in something. You know, I try to be more than my penis. But sometimes that's just what women want. I don't know why. So great scenario. This is what I'm getting at, guys and gals. I was at a comic convention, Comic-Con, in Arkansas, and this woman texts me the day after I meet her, and she says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you know, I'm over here doing this and this, and you know, just enjoying Comic-Con." And she texts me and says, "Hey, well, you should ditch Comic-Con and come over to my house." This is a day after I meet a woman, just first day after I meet somebody, and I go over there, and I keep my distance like I normally would because I don't know her. I've only known her less than 24 hours. There's a thing out there called rape and sexual assault, and I don't like being, you know, associated with those things. Anyway, she invites me over to her house. We're there. Or I'm there. You know, in her apartment, in her place, and her kids are gone for the weekend. I'm like, woo, yay, cool. And before I know it, like, I'm flirting with her. I'm making it obvious, and she's flirting with me, and I'm waiting her to be like, look, are we gonna do this or not? And you know what happened? She never said that. I jokingly took my shirt off because she gave me a blanket, and it was hot in her apartment. So I kept the blanket on, and I took my shirt off. And she was like, oh my God, you can't do that. And I'm like, what, you're that easy? I just take my shirt off and you're already wet or something? And she's like, no. Anyway. So I wait like a day or two, maybe the next day, I can't remember. And I text her and said, I had a really good time. You want to go see a movie sometime? And then she sends me a text that says, well, we can't date, or I can't date right now. Then why invite me over to your home? And it wasn't until lately that a friend of mine, really, really good friend and coworker, she told me, like, she of all people, and like looked at me and was like, she just wanted to have sex. I was like, that makes so much sense. She just wanted to get down to Pound Town. Like, why didn't I think of that before? Good Lord. No, for record purposes, I do not like one-night stands. Because no matter what anybody says, you will make some sort of connection, and it will bother one of you, if not both. And that's one of those things that people just aren't willing to admit. My mother told me that years ago. My mom, of all people, told me, you shouldn't just go around having sex indiscriminately. Do you know why? Because it will only hurt you emotionally, and I know now maybe physically. But yeah, it was just one of those things that like I just overlooked. This woman just wanted to have sex, and that be the end of it. And I guess I couldn't give her that or whatever. I was too dumb to realize that. I don't know, and I don't care. I guess I need to be more assertive now and just look at women and maybe go for a slap in the face, because what's the harm? I mean, like someone's really gonna want to slap me in the face. But maybe I just need somebody to walk up to and just go, hey, would you like to have sex? Got a box of condoms with your name on it. Like, maybe that's just my approach I need to do now, just to get that out of the way. Just so if she's like, no, and I'll be like, okay, so can we go to a movie then? I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with some dumb fucking pickup line. And I know that people say they don't like pickup lines. Women do. If you're more original and you're silly and goofy, women do eat that shit up. I don't know why. They just do. But, yeah. So women are just, bleh. Women. Oh, my God. Like, ugh. And women with children. Here's another thing. Women with children, if you want a man in your life, and you say, I can't date right now, then don't ever complain about not having a man in your life. If you're admitting that you can't date because you've got children, don't complain about not dating then. Don't look around and say, why can't I have a nice man, when every time you find a nice guy, he's just not there. Like, it blows my mind. I don't get it. I do not get it. I also thought at one point that I would be the kind of guy who would settle down, you know, and get married, maybe get divorced for all I know, after trying really hard, and maybe have a couple kids or something, you know, like try to go through all the experiences in life. And you know what I found out? This is what I found out about myself. I do not have to have children. I do not have to be married. I don't even have to have a woman in my life. I've got these two hands, and that's all I need, because masturbation is an option. I know that people don't think that, but, you know, at the end of the day, I don't have to have a woman laying next to me complaining about why we aren't in love, or why I don't like her, or why I don't call her pretty every day, or why I never text her. I don't have to worry about any of that, because I've got my hands, and they never talk back to me. They're always there when I need them, and they, you know, yeah, so there's that. And I know that some people think that's a really dumb, like, outlook on life, but it's the conclusion I've come to, man, because you cannot find a woman now. This is another thing. You can't find a woman now who hasn't been through some horrible fucking thing. Like, I'm convinced that there's one guy out there who is just mercilessly, like, beating women or, like, raping them or something, because men get such a bad rap, it's ridiculous. Like, I tend to think I'm a pretty good guy, better than most guys out there. I'm more considerate, at least, about a lot of things. So, I have this theory, and I'll end the video here because it's almost on 20 minutes again. But I'll end the video here. I have this theory where there is a group of guys and a group of girls, and say like 20 men, 20 women, and your 20 men, one of them is a rapist, and he's going to go rape all the other women. This one is going to go rape all these women. So he goes and does that, and all the women don't talk to each other. All these women over here, these 20 women, they don't know who raped the other one. All they know is that they were all raped, and they know that it had to be one of the men. So instead of saying, aha, it was this one right here, it was you. You're the one that did it. You're the weird one. You're the awful 1 out of 20. Instead of doing that, they look at all the men and go, well, I know I was raped by that guy, but maybe Cynthia over here, she was raped by this one or this one. And all the women end up hating all the men. They end up looking at all the men and saying, you're all the same. Now, each of these guys right here, this one might be like a comedian. This one might be like I don't know, a soldier, marine, some sort of military guy. I'm about to flip y'all off. It's just for tutorial purposes. This guy right here, he's just a dick. He's just a guy, an insensitive prick who nobody likes, and he's going to be miserable his whole life. Or, he's a happy dick. He's a guy who just doesn't give a fuck about anybody. And then you got this guy who is a geek, a nerdy, sweet, innocent guy who's kind of pudgy and doesn't really take care of himself. And then you got this guy over here who's the jock who, just all he cares about is working out, and he's just oblivious to women. But all these guys here are just they're all different. All these guys are different. And the women just look at the one guy who was awful to them, and they're like, well, all men must be that way. And to quote a good anonymous comedian that I can't think of who said this, but it's one of my favorite jokes. One, for the purpose of the joke, let's call this person Jill. Jill turns to me and says, all guys are the same. And then I turn to Jill and go, well, you didn't have to go fuck all of them. It's a bad joke, but I still think it's funny because what women do is they group all men together and they say that they're all assholes, whatever, and they're not. Not all guys are bad. Now, some guys might be mean or difficult in one area versus another, and vice versa. I mean, it just depends on the man and who you're with. Some guys don't mind talking and listening. Some guys just don't want to hear a fucking word that comes out of your mouth. It depends on the person. Just not all. That'd be like me saying all women are the same. All women are the same. No, they're not in personality, but they are in motive and drive and all that other stuff. All that other biological, psychological crap. But anyway, I'll end the video here, guys. I might make another. I might start making videos that actually have detailed, oriented lists. This is me just cathartically making videos, just trying to put out some ideas, not on paper but on video, obviously. So yeah, if you want to listen to me talk more, or you want to start a discussion, say you want let's start a video series on experiences or what I think of political issues, or the war in Afghanistan, or what my views on transgenders in the military, whatever it could possibly be. Gun control. That's a big issue nowadays. Just bring it up in a comment, and yeah, and we'll talk about it. And I might try to start making shorter videos because it looks like this is 23 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. So thank you for watching my video, and like and subscribe. Maybe, if you feel like it. Frankly, I don't care. This is just a selfish video for me to put out there because I'm a narcissist. Bye.